Hello, my name is Ellen Spengner, and I will be covering Lululemon Athletica. Lululemon is a premium apparel company focused on yoga-inspired performance clothing. They offer a lifestyle full of mindfulness and well-being. Over time, they have branched out into apparel for running, training, and footwear. The athleisure market has become crowded, leaving us to ask, is Lululemon's premium brand-driven differentiation strategy still capable of sustaining its high willingness to pay? Consumers want to pay premium prices for the brand's identity and product quality. Lululemon is tethered to wellness, identity, and status. Customers purchase more than clothes. They also purchase the lifestyle that comes along with them. Their higher quality fabrics reinforce the idea that their products are superior to competitors. They offer in-store events which build their community alongside their brand. This creates a higher switching cost by going beyond the product itself. Lululemon's willingness to sell is affected by outsourced manufacturing, operation costs, and branding. Lululemon doesn't own or operate any of its own factories. They buy entirely from independent manufacturers. This shifts the burden off of Lululemon for heavy fixed costs and places it onto the manufacturers. It also allows for an increase of flexibility for scaling production. Lululemon's retail locations are in premium spots to reinforce the brand's image. This, however, raises operation costs with higher taxes, rent, and maintenance. Lululemon invests heavily in branding and design. Their marketing, product development, and store experience is costly but adds to their value. The focus isn't on minimizing costs, it's on strategic spending. And captures a large amount of value through premium pricing. Their advantages rely heavily on keeping consumers' willingness to pay high. Competitors can capture a decent amount of value through imitating the products and selling them at discounted prices. This can make consumers perceive less differentiation. However, the competitors have struggled to attain Lululemon's full willingness to pay. Suppliers, employers, and consumers capture a limited amount of value. All are disproportionate to the amount Lululemon captures. Lululemon's competitive position relies on its ability to maintain high willingness to pay through its premium positioning. External analysis points out that rivalry is high and increasing. Many brands are fighting in the premium space, so Lululemon has to invest heavily in marketing and in new products. Switching costs for consumers is low, and so to maintain Lululemon's premium pricing, they need to make sure that their differentiation is strong. The threat of substitutes is moderate to high because consumers can easily switch to cheaper alternatives. Threat of new entrants is moderate to high. It's relatively easy to make a clothing brand, but it is hard to build the community, brand, and pricing power that Lululemon has. Suppliers' bargaining power is low due to Lululemon outsourcing their manufacturing across vendors. This removes any supplier domination over products or fabrics. Consumers have high bargaining power since there are many substitutes. Clothing trends can shift rapidly, either in favor of Lululemon or out of it. This can affect Lululemon's differentiation. Buyer power affects Lululemon's willingness to pay. The industry is structurally challenging, and Lululemon is dependent upon their differentiation and willingness to pay holding. Rivalry and buyer power are Lululemon's biggest threats. Dimensions of this industry include price, prestige, and brand positioning. Lululemon's strategic groups include premium athleisure, performance athletic giants, mass athleisure, and fast fashion. Lululemon and Alo Yoga fall under premium athleisure due to upscale brand positioning and price. They blend performance with identity, wellness, and status while offering a curated retail experience. Performance athletic giants include brands such as Nike or Adidas. Prices can vary, but performance credibility can't. Performance athletic giants compete with Lululemon in innovation and performance, but not with their identity. The mobility barrier that performance athletic giants run into is brand identity, scale, and pricing power. Mass athleisure includes brands like Old Navy and Target. They offer affordable pricing while mass producing and following trends. These businesses compete with Lululemon through affordability. The mobility barriers that these brands face include brand perception, customer base, and pricing. Fast fashion includes brands like Shein and H&M. Their demand is driven by social media, resulting in fast product cycles and affordability. Fast fashion brands compete with Lululemon's attention and trends. The mobility barriers that fast fashion brands experience include the business's philosophy, lack of trust, and community. Industry life cycles for premium athletic apparel sits between late growth and early maturity. Brands grow slowly as the market saturates. Competition intensifies and differentiation becomes harder to sustain. In an effort to sustain the differentiation, Lululemon has recently branched out into the global market and has expanded their product categories. Lululemon's brand equity is tied to an identity of wellness and status. This is valuable to them because it gives the apparel an identity and will raise willingness to pay more than the cost or the performance of the clothing themselves. It's rare due to consistency across all channels, and it is costly to imitate due to casual ambiguity, complexity, and path dependence. Lululemon is organized to catch value off of their brand equity, giving them competitive advantage. Lululemon has a network of fitness ambassadors and instructors who build real continuous relationships with consumers. This is valuable because it applies word-of-mouth marketing, which lowers customer acquisition costs and builds loyalty and repeat purchases. It's been rare and hard to imitate. This has been curated over years and vast partnerships. Lululemon is organized to capture value from this, resulting in competitive advantage. Lululemon uses specific fabrics and designs for their athleisure. This is valuable to them because it justifies their premium pricing and validates their performance credibility. However, this isn't rare to Lululemon alone. This is common and easy to imitate, resulting in competitive variety. Lululemon's core positioning is to be a premium lifestyle and wellness-driven brand, not to purely focus on performance or low-cost fashion. Key activities include brand, product design, and innovations. They all work together to strengthen the company. Lululemon's advantage doesn't come from a single resource, but it comes from an inimitable network of elements. Pursuing focused differentiation, targeting premium wellness-oriented consumers. They don't serve the entire apparel market, which raises willingness to pay and captures value through their premium pricing. Lululemon once had blue ocean elements, but have since moved into red ocean. Lululemon's position is strong, but under immense pressure. Their advantage comes from alignment of industry, position, capabilities, and chosen strategy. It operates in a challenging market, but can sustain margins with a focused differentiation strategy and integrated activity system. Lululemon's vulnerability is that most of its advantages rely on maintaining a high willingness to pay. Threats come from competition, substitutes, and a rise in buyer power. Lululemon has not been easily deterred. Their position still remains strong. To sustain it, they must continue to reinvest to defend their differentiation. I recommend that Lululemon should protect its premium status while branching out into new categories by expanding into men's apparel. They can do this with a community-based differentiation strategy into men's apparel and enter an under-penetrated market. Inventing new products alone is easy and wouldn't help. They should focus on replicating its community-driven ecosystem by building a male-focused ambassador network and in-store experiences. This can work because it will allow for growth while retaining the high willingness to pay and avoid brand dilution. For your time and enjoy.